Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another Sims 4 speed build. Now today I thought I'd do something a little bit different, so rather than just build like a standard family home or standard lot, I thought I'd have a look at the latest Spark challenge. Now the description for this one says, imagine and create a magical snow globe world and what it would look like given a swirl. Build a scene inspired by a shaken snow globe, pull inspiration from any theme, not just a winter scene, build your world in any season and surprise us with something special. What happens when you shake up your build? Are houses turned upside down? Have structures crumbled? Has a holiday wreaked havoc? Now this was a really strange description and I wasn't really sure what to do, but I was kind of in the mood for Christmas, so I thought I'm going to stick with winter Christmas theme and I'm going to go for an actual snow globe. And it was actually a lot simpler than I was expecting it to be, but the only problem was it was really fiddly because like the dome part of it is actually just a roof, and then obviously the building inside it also has a roof on it, so it's kind of a bit fiddly to work around both of those at the same time. But I should probably mention that this lot doesn't actually have a house on it, so it is just a train and it's not functional, so it's purely decoration. But I was thinking what I wanted to go for with this is rather than actually being a livable space, I just wanted to like create something that just looked quite cool. So I suppose if you really wanted to, you could turn this into like a touristy destination. So I posted this on Reddit, I put a screenshot up and someone commented on there saying it'd be like a really cool tourist spot, so they could build like a whole area around it, which I thought was quite a cool idea. And I have also thought I may go back into this and put a basement in with ladders leading in and out of it, so Sims can actually get inside the snow globe, because the way it is at the minute they can't actually get inside there. And I did also think about maybe trying to turn this into a tiny home, but I think where it's all based on a platform, I'm not sure if that's a platform or a foundation. I think it's a platform, and I'm not sure how they work with the whole tiny home floor plan side of things, but I feel like this may be classed as too big to be an actual tiny home, but you could just pretend it's just a small house. Now I've never actually tried building a train in The Sims before, and I think maybe subconsciously, because I hadn't actually thought of this, but there is a YouTuber called SimStream and she's a very talented builder, and she uploaded a train build quite recently and that was so detailed and amazing and looked just like a actual train, and I had no intention of creating anything near that level of detail, so this is a very simple train, there's barely anything in it, and I was literally looking at it from the point of view of this is like a purely decorative tourist attraction. It doesn't need to be functional in the slightest. And it's funny because building this actually brought back a memory which I'd completely forgotten of when I was younger. So growing up and even now, I used to get so excited for Christmas to the point where like I literally couldn't sleep, and there was one Christmas where I started drifting off, and every time I started drifting, for some reason I thought that there was gonna be a train arrive. I would like startle myself awake, I'd be like, no, you can't fall asleep, there's gonna be a train arrive any minute, and then I'd sit there and be like, what am I thinking? I'm laying in my bed in my room, and then I'd drift off again. I'd be like, no, the train's arriving. And I don't know what I was expecting. I thought that a train was just gonna like turn up in my room somehow, God knows. But yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that. And then as I built this, I was just sitting here thinking, this feels weirdly familiar, and I don't know why. And then it all suddenly came back to me, and I was like, oh yeah, that one weird year where I thought a train was gonna come bursting through the wall. But I actually really enjoyed building this one. It was really nice and refreshing to build something that wasn't actually a house, and I was looking at it from like a completely different perspective, so it kind of felt like a sculpture or something rather than an actual lot, because there was no pressure of like, oh no, Sims are gonna have to have somewhere to pee or something. I could just build whatever I thought looked quite cool. And that's what I thought was quite cool about this challenge, is it doesn't necessarily have to be like a livable space. And I've seen that there are other people uploading snow globes as well, so I think I've got a bit of snow globe competition going on, because I saw other people are actually uploading like full-on builds inside snow globes, and they must be geniuses because I struggled to fit like a single story train in here, so their globes must be absolutely huge. But yeah, it's interesting to see. I'm sure this will definitely not be in the top 100 because I see other people's things on the gallery and they get so many downloads and so many likes, and I think, how do they do this? And they always manage to get such good like thumbnail pictures on the gallery, and I just can never do it. I try so many different lots and they just all look rubbish, so I don't know how people do it. So yeah, there's a couple of things in this build which I just thought made it look quite cool and quite unique. So at the minute you might think it's a bit weird because there's a few like cupcakes, I think they were cupcakes or something like that, just floating in the air. So they were just kind of like tester ones, and then I thought I'm going to look for something that looks more like a snowball. And then I actually finally downloaded Nifty Knitting, and I've ended up using like white balls of yarn, and they're floating all over the lot in the end just to make it look like snow's falling. And then I thought that's what gives it that theme of what would your lot look like if it was shaken up inside a snow globe, because this literally is a snow globe, so I thought I'm going to have snow flying everywhere. But yeah, I did that, and I've also, so to begin with, I put this marble flooring down because I thought I need to make it look like there's snow here somehow. And at this point I was like, well, that will have to do, but I'm not really happy with it. And then I realised if you go into debug and look under the snowy escape objects, there is like a tiny patch of snow. And I was really happy that I found that, but it was really fiddly to put down because it's in debug, so you can't like duplicate the item. I did have that mod where you could do it, and I haven't got around to re-downloading it since the updates. And B, you have to size it up every time in between selecting the item as well. So I think it would be really cool if you could hold shift, because you know when you hold shift and click and then you can keep putting items down normally, it'd be cool if when you sized an item up or down, if you shift click, if it stayed the same size, because I do that quite a lot with like the rocks and stuff. That would be such a time saver. But yeah, when I use items from debug I don't really care so much because it's technically cheating, so I can't really complain. But yeah, so you can see now I'm just putting the final touches in with those like million snowballs, but I really love how it looked in the end. And I'm thinking I might actually try building something else to enter into the Spark Challenge as well. I did think it would be quite cool just to delete everything that's inside the snow globe and build like loads of different scenes and just upload them all separately. But then I thought, would that be a bit spammy, just putting loads and loads of different snow globes on the challenge? People would just look on there and be like, what is this guy doing? But yeah, here you can see where I'm just putting that snow in, and I think it looks really cool. I did forget to check actually whether this snow stays there or if it disappears after a while, because it'd be really cool if it stays there forever. And I could have checked that really easily, because when I was putting in a sim to get that final, like the final fly through shots, I put a couple of sims in here and it was raining, and I thought rather than use the like weather machine or a cheat or something to change the weather, I thought I'm just gonna go brush my teeth and leave it on full speed and come back. And when I came back, one of the sims is dying outside the lot, and you can actually see that on the final fly through. It's just like a little Easter egg. But yeah, you can see I'm just putting in a bar and a couple of bookshelves here because I didn't really know what to put in there. I just thought what would look good from outside if you were like looking in, and I thought that would do. So that is pretty much the entire thing sorted. I'm just putting a final few decorations in. And the other thing I did think as I was building this was, why is this truck in the back here? And I don't know why I decided to put a truck full of presents at the back of this train. I just saw it look quite cool, but it doesn't really make much sense. And then I thought, you can just put your own story in it. Maybe someone like took a wrong turn and then had to slam on their brakes because they were just about to crash into like a random train. I don't know. But yeah, so here's the fly through now, and there's not really a whole lot to see here. You can probably see it all just in like the opening shot anyway. But yeah, I'd suggest if you are bored of The Sims, because a lot of people do seem to be very bored of this game at the minute, it's always fun to try something different. So I'd recommend just try building something that isn't actually a house, because it is just quite a nice little challenge. And who knows, you might end up as one of the winning Sparked creators. So yeah, that's everything for today's build. As always, this lot and all the other lots that I build are always available on the Sims 4 gallery. Just look for my username, it is TheWoy, so it's just the same as my YouTube username. And if you've liked this video, feel free to give me a like and a comment down below to let me know what you think. I'm always interested to hear what people have to say about my builds, whether it's good or bad. So feel free to leave me a comment down below. I hope you enjoy whatever you end up doing with the rest of your day, and I'll catch you all next time.